welcome to the Comic Genius. It's just going to be a great show. It's going to be a great competition. Let the comedy stand-up begin. All right. I'm your host, Comedian Coy. Been in the game over 20 years, I would say. And I'm also one of the judges. Speaking of judges, let's go ahead and introduce folks here. Nika Watkins, a communication professional and owner of Fire and Ice Public Relations. Nika has 20 years of experience in the fields of public relations, marketing, branding, social media, and event production. Her past project includes Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers Anniversary Tour DC. Let's welcome our judge, Nika Watkins.
Yay!
Nika,
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
And of course, we have our own veteran comedian, stand-up extraordinaire. That's right. I'm talking about Larry Lancaster. Been in the comedy game, man. You've been in it. I know we both shared the stage together back in the day, man. 21 years you've been in the comedy biz, man. You've been a veteran on BET Comic View. You've opened up for Paul Mooney, Dick Gregory, Kevin Hart, Gary Owens. Man. All right, y'all. Are you ready there, judges? Hey, are you ready?
Yes, let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it cracking, baby. Let's get it cracking.
All right, coming to the stage, all the way from Elk Ridge, Howard County, Maryland, by way of Newburgh, New York. Stage name is his name. Let's hear it for Christopher Lawrence, everybody. Let's hear it.
Welcome, Chris.
All right. Hey. Okay. You're staring at me like I'm about to do your taxes. I don't know what it's okay. I look like powder all grown up. Look at how white I am. Jeez. Now I know what Steve Kerr felt like on the 96 Bulls. Look at this. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited to be here with you all today on a game show, but I also got to tell you guys, I recently just finished a marathon.
Yeah.
Thank you. I watched every episode of Law & Order SVU for 17 days straight, okay? Which takes a lot more out of you than you think. Okay, I didn't neglect my wife, my kids. They barely know I was in at work. But you learn a lot watching Law & Order SVU, okay? First things first, I'm never going to walk in Central Park as a woman ever again, okay? And second thing, I'm never going to use the internet, ever, okay? Because I'm never going to use the internet because those SVU agents can pull up a web history in 5 seconds flat. They don't care that I have two kids on this knocking my door. Mr. Lawrence, can you please explain to me why your last 3 internet searches were how to get a toddler to stop crying, Elmo videos, and how much is a kid worth on the black market? But I am a good father, you guys. I am a good father. I appreciate that. My wife and I, we got nominated and elected both president and vice president of our kids' school's PTA.
Wow.
Hold your applause. Thank you. Full disclosure, my kids are homeschooled. It's a thinker, okay? But no, we got they go to a big public elementary school. We got nominated, elected, fair and square. I'm happy to say the other candidate actually conceded the election and admitted when he lost, so that was a change of pace, I guess. No, I don't do a lot of political jokes, mainly because I do realize I look like the problem, and I don't. But I will say this, guys. They keep talking. Thank you. I will say this. They keep talking about repealing and replacing Obamacare, right? Guys, I'm waiting for the big twist, the big reveal that Kaiser Permanente was Kevin Spacey the whole time, you guys, right? And just like that, 20 million people without health care. Listen, like I said, I have an 8-year-old son. He's kind of a wise guy. Okay, this kid, we were walking in the city the other day. We're walking, and we get to the crosswalk. You know where you got to hit the button? My son says to me before he hits the crosswalk, he goes, "Hey, Dad, you know what?" He looks me up and down. He's like, "You know what? You should lose some." And he hits the button and goes, "Wait." I'm like, "Oh, you think you got jokes, huh?" So any winnings So what I'm trying to say is any winnings I get off this game show today should be donated to my kids should have shut their mouth and now don't live at home anymore.com. Okay, so let's just get on with that. Right. My son and daughter are very precocious children. They're very precocious. They talk about whatever. We were driving. They're in the backseat of the car. They go, "Dad, can you settle an argument for us?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" My daughter goes, "Who would win in a fight, I'm like, okay. She's like, the devil. I'm like, well, the devil. And my son goes, or the Illuminati. I'm like, the Illuminati? What you know about the Illuminati? And my son goes, just like 30 seconds later, he goes, you know what, Dad? I don't think there'd be a fight between the devil and the Illuminati. You want to know why? I'm like, what's up, buddy? He's like, because I think the devil and the Illuminati are working together. I'm like, whoa, that's like mind blown, right?
Right.
Guys, don't get it twisted though. That same 8-year-old about 4.5 seconds later was like, hey, Daddy, I made a poopy, wipe my butt. So he's not as bright as you all think, okay? Who here is married? Married? Judges? No?
No.
Okay, well, okay, for those of you that aren't, I'll be the ghost of Christmas future. I've been married 13 years. I'm dealing with the dreaded mother-in-law visit right now, right? Like, so I'm very happy to be on this game show. My mother-in-law has been visiting since, what's today, Saturday? So she's been visiting since Tuesday. Just a shade over 8 years now, guys. So that's been delightful. A lot of people say, Chris, what's it like living with your mother-in-law? I'm like, she tells me, every night when I'm having dinner across the table from my wife and mother-in-law, I feel like I'm looking at a then and now picture. And it kind of turns me on to because my mother-in-law is kind of hot. That's what I'm trying to say, you guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Coy. As Coy said, I live in the People's Republic of Howard County, Maryland. And all my hippy-dippy granola eating friends, they always say, Chris, there's no such thing as bad parents. Just different parenting styles. I'm like, wait a second, Moonbeam. There are some terrible parents out there, okay? Let me tell you something. The other day, I saw a story about a woman who was turned into Child Protective Services because they found out she was getting her infant baby crushed up Benadryl in her baby bottle to get her to go to sleep.
Oh, no.
Despicable. Moron. Doesn't she realize there is liquid Benadryl she could put in that kid's baby bottle? Put that kid right out. No evidence, okay? Just watch some SVU. That's all I'm trying to say. Just watch SVU. Guys.
All right.
Before the world ended, I remember my daughter was at the age where she knew exactly what to say to get me in trouble. Okay, for instance, we were at a grocery store from the checkout, and she says, "Hey, Daddy, can I have a candy bar?" I said, "Not right now, kiddo." She starts flopping on the ground like some sort of soccer player during the World Cup. I pick her off the ground. She starts screaming, "You put me down! You're not my daddy! Put me down! Put me down!" People are pulling out their cell phones. I'm 5 seconds away from the Amber Alert. Luckily, my wife gets out out of the car like a getaway driver and says, No, I'm pretty sure he's the father. 50-50. All right, guys. Chris, thank you.
Woo!
Great
You
job.
are, Larry Lancaster, you are applauding, my man. What do you have to say about Christopher Lawrence's performance, man? Huh?
Well, I really enjoyed it, and I had to be honest, I'm not a fan of virtual comedy. People try to book me to do a lot of virtual shows, and I turn them down. But this was one of the best performances that I've seen because he actually adapted to the circumstances, and he adjusted his material. He gave you a nice beginning, middle, and the end, so that you can kind of understand exactly where the jokes were. You knew exactly where to laugh. It wasn't monologuing. Great timing, great pacing. Just an absolute all-around job. A couple of times I could tell he might have been a little nervous, but that's only because I'm a comic and I noticed that. No one else probably wouldn't have noticed that, but that was a great job. Great job.
And what would be your
Thanks,
score?
Larry.
What would you score him? You got 5 through 4, 5 through 1, 5 being the best.
Oh, okay.
A number 4.
Yeah.
All right.
Great job.
Thank you, Larry.
Right.
That's high praise coming from you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, great job.
Nika, you are a hard person to make laugh, but yet
No.
you were smiling from ear to ear. You were grinning. You were laughing. What do you have to say?
So I enjoyed it. I really, really did. I thought you were extremely funny. I thought the mic was a great touch, actually. When you had the mic, I was like, okay, yeah, he's coming for it. I enjoyed the jokes. I thought that they were all relatable, especially the Law and Order, because I watched Law and Order, so those were gonna topple me over, have me on the floor. I think that I am actually a part of the crew. I know the plots a lot, so that was funny for me. I could tell that you were nervous, and I think going forward, if you're ever nervous again, just slow down. Your jokes were, hit. They were perfect. Just slow down. Like, for one, when you said the Moonbeam one, like, you could have gave us a second or two to catch the name. I caught it, but I was like, wait, he didn't let us, hold on to the fact that this parent's name was Moonbeam. And so that was that. What else? Oh, the dad jokes. Love dad jokes. Also think those are relatable. Those are cute, especially the one in the end. Loved it. And I am going to say 4.
Thank you, Nico.
All right, number 4. Okay. Well,
Oh, and you read the room very well. You read the room very well. Very, very well.
A good point about the time.
And I like to bounce off of that with Anika. I like how you engaged us. You asked us if we were all married, and you didn't put us down because we're not. You kind of put us into your show. I like how you did that. I like the twist you did with the Central Park piece. We didn't know where you were going with it, and then you said, "I'll never walk in the Central Park as a woman again." That was very funny.
Very great.
Very clever. And that's what comedy is all about, is that twist. And Larry, you know this. That's part of the punchline, is actually thinking the audience is going in one direction and you completely twist it and put them in another direction. So I would have to give you, my man, a
4.
Thank you, Coy.
All right.
Yeah, I got nervous at the end because I didn't see the 2-minute light, I guess, and then you started lighting me for 5. I was like, then I had to speed through the last joke. So I appreciate it, guys. I do. Thank you so much.
That's what you do. You don't ignore it. You speed it, and I could tell that you were speeding it up. And I'll make sure. All right. Well, that's it for Chris. We're gonna bring in our next comic. She is originally from a little 2-spotlight town called Cambridge, Virginia. Y'all go ahead and give it up for Christina Wilson.
Good afternoon, lady and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be on the PROGRAM. My name is Ella, the Spella, the phenomenal storyteller. You tell it, I'll spell it. I want to start off with a little story. I was on the train a few weeks ago, and I hadn't been on the train in a while. And with quarantine, you want to keep your distance. So I saw a lady on the train. She was, decked out from head to toe, and she was clutching her pearls and her purse. And I saw she had writing on her purse, so I thought maybe she had kids. So I said, talking to her, and I said, "So what league are you in?" And she looked at me kind of like, "Excuse me." So I was like, "Well, I really like your coordination and like your bag and all that, but how old are your kids?" She said, "Ma'am, I don't have kids." I said, "Oh," I just thought you had kids. I saw all the writing on your purse." And she looked at me as if to say, "Please, lady, you're crazy." And I'm thinking to myself, "No, you're the one crazy. You're the one got coach written out on your purse." So anyway, she put up her heel at me, and she was wearing red bottoms. And I thought to myself, "Oh, you wear Christian Louis Vuitton?" She said, "I do." I said, "Well, let me tell you something. He can't be a Christian because a Christian person wouldn't let a person buy a pair of shoes for $3,000. I said, "That pays 4 months of my mortgage." So I said, "Let me tell you what a red bottom really is. Red bottoms are old. I've been getting red bottoms since 1979. A red bottom is called when my grandmother told me to do something and I popped smoke at my grandmother and my grandmother wound up like that and bang on that backside, honey." That's called a red bottom. So I'm in church a few weeks, just before quarantine. And there's this lady, she's running around, she's screaming, she's crying, "Arthritis, arthritis." And I'm feeling bad for the lady because I got bad knees. I know when that monkey jump up off on you, it'll make you cry arthritis. So she was rubbing her knee and her husband was there with her. And then I said, "Lady, I'm going to pray for you." So next week I get to church and I see this lady. She on the stage doing cartwheels and flips. And I was like, "Lady, Jesus healed you." She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You don't have arthritis anymore." She said, "I've never had arthritis." I said, "Lady, don't know you in church. You was rubbing your knee saying arthritis, arthritis." She said, "You're crazy." I said, "No, you was crying arthritis." She said, No. My son is in the military. We got a letter. It was from Arthur. He wrote us, okay? So moving full steam ahead. So I go to the bank. I have all these coins around in the house. So I said, the Lord is telling me he's getting ready to give me a financial blessing. So I take my coins to the bank. And the girls are in there and they're on their phones, kiki and ha-ha. And so I'm like, "Excuse me, I'd like to request some wrappers." One of the girls said, "Excuse me, this is not an entertainment bank." I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, I came to get wrappers for my coins." She said, "What denomination?" I said, "Baptist." Okay, I messed that one up. But anyway, I'm gonna go right on ahead. So So anyway, I want to talk to people about the New Year's resolutions, right? Everybody's always talking about what they're going to do in the new year. You've been saying it since 2018, 2019, 2017, 2016. Look, I'm going to do what they told me to do on this show. You got 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm going to hold true to my New Year's resolution. I'm going to gain 3 to 5 pounds. That's something I know I can do, okay? Don't be tripping with all these New Year's resolutions. You know you're not going to do. And the last thing I'm going to say is that I went to church a few months ago, and the pastor looked right at me in my face, and he says, whose report will you believe? And I said to myself, well, I know the right answer is supposed to be the Lord Jesus, but I was trying to get a new car, and they was asking me for my credit report. So the next time somebody asked me whose report will I believe, I said Equifax, just like that. And I was out of there. And then the last thing I want to tell you is that I want to tell the kids, if you see your parents smoking, be sure to tell on them, because you know what CN stands for? It stands for smoking is nasty. You ever see how people do their face when they smoke a cigarette? They take that puff like that. Mm-hmm. What if the lightning struck a person while they was doing that? Don't smoke. Smoking is nasty. Nasty. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's all I can tell you. I got to get ready to go. G-O, I talk to y'all LATR. This is E-L-L-A, the T-S-P-E-L-L-A, and I'm out of here. Appreciate you.
All right. Let's hear it. Wow. Okay. Well, Nika.
All right. I enjoyed your comedy set. I'm a visual person, so when you tell your jokes, you describe them. So in my head, I'm like thinking it out, visually seeing it. So I enjoyed that. I thought you were very funny. Thought the timing was great. I think you're very intelligent. So someone who's not so bright won't catch it. Like, well, you know what I mean? Like you're very intelligent. It was like,
geez, thanks, Nika.
You have to be a knowledgeable person to catch the jokes. So I love that. I know I can't think of anything. I was so engaged. I didn't even take notes this time. I was writing notes last time. So I was so engaged. I didn't take notes this time. Well done. I think you owned the room. I think you own who you are. I love how you came out, spelled your name out, had your tagline. That was really, really cool. And I feel like you have master who you are as a person. I feel like that's you. You probably talk like that. Like your jokes probably just come from conversation with you. Like you're just you seem like a just genuinely funny person. So I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
All right. I thought, it brings me back to the old storytelling days. I loved it. I love storytelling. I mean, we just don't see that anymore, right, Larry? It's like we don't really see that type of style like we used to. Right, and you made it your own, and again with the creativity, with the cleverness. I mean, this Comic Genius show is named that for a reason. It's you've got to be somewhat of a genius to really put out that type of material. I didn't know where you were going with the Coach bag. I had no idea. I was just on the edge of my seat, wanting to know where is she going to go with this. And you flipped it and twisted, and just like Nika said, you had to be brilliant. I'm not as smart as I thought I was, because the Baptist thing went right over my head. I was struggling, trying to really grasp and say, what did I miss? I wanted you to explain the joke to me, and that means that if you have to explain something, and that means people are really paying attention. So I really think it was great. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna do something here. Look at that.
What's the Joker?
That's a 5.
Wow!
That's a 5.
Thank you,
Larry Lancaster.
Yeah, you alluded to that earlier, Coy, about the joke telling style, and it's a very difficult style to master, because you have to give people laughs in between the punchline. And so, but with your personality was so great and so enormous that because Chris killed it, and so for you to come after him and make us forget about the last performer and draw us into you did that from when you even said exactly, listen, my style is a little different. You actually explained it like, I know this guy did blah, 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 blah. I'm a storyteller. You set it up from the beginning before you even started, which was brilliant. The brilliant joke was the arthritis joke. That was brilliant. Because when I got it, I felt so smart, because those two weren't laughing at it. And I was like, I got it before they did. Because I could tell when you said he was in the military, I said, oh, okay, I see where she's going with that. Great material. I would have given you a 5, but you flubbed a couple of the punchlines. So for that alone, I had to give you a 4, but great masterful job.
Okay.
And I like the two contrasting styles competing against each other. That was very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, let's get both the comics back in the room here. We're about to go to phase 2. Props in the house.
Oh, gosh.
Props in the house. So here's the deal, you guys. You've got 1 minute to run around your house and try to find something to make us laugh. Find a prop or some sort. So you've got 1 minute. When you hear this, then that means it's time to come back.
Okay.
All right. So we got 1 minute to go ahead
All right.
and find that prop, talk about it, make it funny, whatever you have to do. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get these comics back in the room and see what props they got. You ready, Nika?
Yeah.
So we've got props in the house. Everybody has their prop. You have at least a minute to talk about your prop, 30 to 60 seconds to make it funny. Let's go ahead and start with Ella the Spella. What you got? What you got there? What you got? Props in time.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, what I have for you is called the Bro-brella, okay? Now, what this is for the metrosexual fella, okay? Now, women like myself, I love bright colors, I love pink, and I love things that pop. But for the man that's the metrosexual, I mean, you know, these days they're doing things a little bit different. So you can use this as multiple things. Number one, you know, if you want to put your jewelry and stuff on there, you want to play up your pretty, you can do that. But what this really is all about, this is really a kind of a 2-3-fold, because you can also use your umbrella and make yourself a D-R-I-A-N-K. Good, okay? Now you can also use this on occasions when the weather is cold outside and you don't want to blow your wig, okay, like myself. You can use it for that. You can wear it when it's hot outside to block off the sun so it won't get your skin too cocoa crispy, okay? And you can also use it in the rain because you don't want to go outside in the rain and then the rain just do things to you. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the 1 in 6 metrosexual thing. That's it. Thank you so much.
All right. Wow, Nika, you are looking as if you want to purchase one of those. What you got to say, Nika?
I need it. I don't have the hair that she has to, you know, prop it in, but I definitely wouldn't mind putting it in a drink or holding it over. You know, I'm in Baltimore. We have the Preakness. Preakness ready. You know, keep the sun off my head, keep my glow intact. Like it.
Well, what about you? What score would you give that there?
That's tough. I'm gonna go with a 3.
All right.
Thank you.
Larry Lancaster, you were looking at that like that could be a possible gift for a young lady there.
Well, as someone who's been considered a metrosexual, which I don't really like the term. It sounds like somebody who likes to have sex on the subway. That's the cleanest version of that joke that I have too, Corey.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you for that.
I think if I saw a man wearing the bro-brella, I think he's a little bit more than a metrosexual. I think he's ready for same-sex marriage. So I'm going to speak on behalf of the metrosexuals. No, that's not what we would. That's not an item for us. But I like what you did with that. You came out with something unusual, and then you came up with more practical uses for the bro-brella. Outstanding job again. Good pacing, good. Just your energy and your personality makes up for anything that you may be lacking. It's just overpowering, and it's just a great, like, you can't teach stage presence. You can have stage command. Some people you can learn how to command the stage, but stage presence, either you have it or you don't, and you have a lot of that. So I'm going to give you a 4. I liked it, and Nika wasn't all that excited about the bro-brella, but I know some brothers I know some brothers who can use it.
Thank
You know
you.
what? I think it was great. I felt like I was watching an infomercial.
Yeah, I got that too.
And it does this, and it does that, and this $19.99. And then there's also, you can also get, you know what I mean? And wait, there's more. You know, I was waiting for you to say that. I wish you would have delivered it like that, but it's all good. We got the concept. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was fun. I thought it was colorful. I mean, that's great to see the colorful. So I also will give it a.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Props in the house. Christopher Lawrence, what you got, man? What you got?
All right, guys. So this is Holly, the Elf on the Shelf. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Elf on the Shelf, but let me explain to you what Elf on the Shelf is all about. First off, this is what Santa sends down during Christmas time, so she can make sure that my kids are behaving. So Santa is basically outsourcing parenting to this little thing right here, okay? And this thing is like a mob snitch, okay? This is like a mob snitch, like part of some mafia organization that comes in and starts telling the boss what's going on and everything like that, okay? It's like a little Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos over here, right? Like, what kind of criminal organization is Santa running, okay? During the off times, is Santa and this little elf, like, going out, like, handing out turkeys like Nino Brown in New Jack City? Like, what is even happening with this thing? This is like a little Denzel Washington, like, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's going to be across the room from Russell Crowe and American Gangster just sitting there, like, giving up all the cops and everything like that. It's like, okay, but you pop this little hat off, right? You pop the little hat off, and it's like a midget now. Look, and you got, like, look, midget on the idiot, okay? Right, like that. Like, just sitting like that at all times, you know? This little thing can pop up because, you know, you got to make it in a different place every night. Every night you got to put it somewhere else, right? Like in one day, I go into the refrigerator and I pull it open. This thing is just staring at. Can you imagine this thing just looking at you? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. You're trying to get some coffee. And this thing's just staring at your soul. Can you just imagine that? Just imagine that for a second. Like some little murder doll from the North Pole coming in, being like, "Oh, your kid's okay? No, man, get out of here with this mess."
All right.
Anyway, that's it. That's Holly the Elf.
Yeah, great job. Great job.
What's up, man? Woo! Nika, that little elf is actually matching your outfit. What do you?
My outfit is actually pink. It's like magenta, but it's coming off as red, so I'll take it.
What do you think, Nika?
I thought it was funny. Elf on Shelf is funny. You know, like that, like seeing people post their pictures and putting it in different places. So it's funny. So as soon as he pulled it out, I kind of laughed. I think he had a head start with that. Thought it was funny. Thought your delivery was great. Again, your punchlines were cool. Like the whole Nino Brown and giving out turkeys with Santa was hilarious. So many great references on it. I'll give my number. I thought it was funny. Cracked me up the whole time. 4.
All right.
Thanks, Nika.
I tell you, Chris, I will never look at Elf on the Shelf again. I can't trust that thing. I don't want to see that thing. I've never had anxiety. Now every time I see one, I'm gonna have anxiety. Thanks a lot, Chris. I'm gonna send you the bill for my therapy lessons. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But it was cool, man. You were running with it, man, and that's the brilliant thing about props. And we've all heard of Carrot Top, and you put it on your shoulder and it did something else. You opened the refrigerator. I mean, it was very visual. I thought of like Elf on the Shelf meets Chucky. You know what I mean? I mean, just imagine that. That's like the new version of Chucky. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
All right. Last but not least, Larry Lancaster. What's up, man?
What I liked about it was he really had nowhere to go with it. So he carved a pathway. It was almost like, man, I'm stuck with this stupid thing. I don't really know what and you could see his wheels spinning as he just started coming up with material to associate with the Elf on the Shelf. So I really like where he went with it, with the snitch aspect. And then he started digging up movies that we all knew and loved to associate something that we never would have paired an Elf on the Shelf with Denzel Washington or The Sopranos. And so he gave it a different, like I said, he created a path with the Elf on the Show. And I like what he did with that. And also what I like is he changed up his energy to deliver the material. When he does his stand-up, he's pretty dry. He's pretty, because his material is strong enough to get him over with his personality. But with the Elf on the Show, he gave you more energy, and it was more of a frantic delivery. So that was a good adjustment for that. And it kept us intrigued. Very good comedy skills, my friend. Very
all
good.
right, of
Thanks,
course.
Larry. That's a lot. Thank you.
Love it, love it. All right, let's bring out Ella the Spella, Christina Wilson. All right.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah,
We are
me
now
too. That was awesome.
We are now to our final phase. This is our final round, everybody. We like to call this Name That Comic. And in this Name That Comic, I'm going to give you certain clues of who this comedian could be. And the first person who writes it down, writes the name down, and puts it up on the screen, you will receive a point. So are you ready? You got your pens, you got your markers ready? Huh? You got it? You ready there? What comedian said, "I wish I had a twin so I can know what I'd look like without plastic surgery"?
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Can you see that?
All right.
Joan Rivers?
That is correct. Joan Rivers. All right. Okay.
Got me on the punch.
Next.
The
late
funny
Joan
part
Rivers.
is I never heard that quote, but when I heard the plastic surgery part, I said there's got to be Joan Rivers.
Exactly.
Right. A light bulb went off for me too.
That is hilarious.
I couldn't write old Jewish woman. That would have been unpeaceful. So, yeah, I couldn't remember her name.
That's a little too broad, Chris.
All right, let's get ready for the next question. This stand-up comedian makes about $1 million per performance.
Wow.
Seinfeld?
No, that's incorrect, Chris. This is your chance
Yeah,
to steal the
I'm going to
point.
go with this one. Is it Kevin Hart?
That is correct. It is Kevin Hart.
Couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And Larry Lancaster, you had an opportunity to open up for him.
Yes, one of the nicest people you ever want to meet. Real great guy. And I actually was hosted the Heart of the City showcase when they came to Baltimore, and I organized that and selected all the comics to be showcased. And 3 comics got selected and was able to fly out to LA. So I'm very proud of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
That's awesome. Speaking of Kevin Hart, here he is. This is right here. This is tall. All right, sorry.
He
He was
really is
probably
about
back up
this
at that
size.
knowing Kevin.
Oh, that's too funny. All right, let's get ready for the next question. This stand-up comic was in the hit TV series Living Single. Who is she?
And Alan, you should know this one too.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
That
I'm
is
mad at both of us.
Okay, you
Really?
guys put it up in the Chris. That is incorrect, and
Chris-
that is correct. What is that? Read the.
Kim
It's
Whitley?
Kim Whitley.
No, that is incorrect. It's actually Kim Coles.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
who I meant. That's really who I meant. Dang.
Don't think
And
Bucket
I went
was
too
like
fast
that.
on the comedian part.
was
do I
like,
get half a
Chris, you
point,
actually
please?
lose a point for putting up Queen Latifah.
But do I get a half a point for getting half of it right?
I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun on the stand-up part. I totally jumped the gun, and I get it. Like, again, come on. I'm handicapped here right now. Okay, guys, I'm sorry.
Okay, so unfortunately,
That comes from listening to too much hip hop in college.
okay.
It's Christmas.
Well, when this airs, it won't be. Okay. All right. The last.
Oh wow.
This is the last and final question. Well, actually, this is not. This is the next question, not the final question. This stand-up comedian was in the original The Latin Kings of Comedy, and later starred in a hit TV sitcom named after himself. Oh, that is correct. George Lopez it is.
Yes. Stop stalling, Ella.
I didn't quite get that one.
Last and final question. Here's your chance. This Latina stand-up comic became popular from her nail salon comedy routine on social media.
You stumped me with that one, Coy.
I know the joke. I've seen the TikTok videos, but I don't know her name.
No, that is incorrect.
Wow, that was a great guess, though.
It was. The answer is Angela Johnson.
No way. No way.
All right, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and tally up the scores, and we're going to see who will move on to the next finale.
Right.
Well, it can only be one winner, so let's bring them both back in. Let's see who the champion is going to be that will go to the final round. Chris, you've done really well, my man. Everybody loved you. Spella the Ella.
Thank you.
Brilliant job with storytelling and getting the delivery across. But of course, there's only going to be one. And judges said it. They said they loved you both, right, guys? That's what you said.
Yeah.
You said you wish
Thank
both of you can move on. Is that right? And I also agree. You know, I love both you guys. I thought both you guys are brilliant. And it's hard to put one style against another style. But at the end of the day, we did do different games, and we had to tally up the scores. And looks like the person that will be moving to the finale of Comic Genius is going to be Christopher Lawrence. Congratulations, my man. You are going to the finale.
Whoa.
Congratulations.
You are going.
I gotta tell Ella, I really thought Ella was gonna. Ella, you were like, it was crazy going head to head against you. Seriously, like, amazing.
Congratulations. When I saw your face pop up early, I was like, oh, Lord. So you deserved it. You did a great job. It was fun.
Thank you.
All right. Well, hey, look, that's all the time we have. We just want to thank everybody for being a part of this. Thank you to our judges, Larry Lancaster and Nika Watkins. Thank you so much. And of course, the comedians.
Thanks, everyone.
This was awesome.
I am comedian Koy Lasan, your host. Thank you for once again tuning in to Comic Genius.